Now, kids, what does that mean I am looking for? X and Y. How do I find X and Y? X equals, I heard somebody say it, very good. X equals R cosine theta, and Y equals R sine theta.
Yep.
So look at our problem. What's R?
Four.
What's theta?
201.
So this should be easy. X equals 4 cosine 201. Y equals 4 sine 201. So we just take out our calculator, make sure you're set in degrees, and then type it in. Now, when it says rectangular, you have two options. You're either going to write your answer as x comma y, or you're going to write your answer as x plus yi. Every time it says rectangular, this is the answer or this is the answer. Which one is it this time?
The presidency.
This one, because it says coordinates, doesn't it?
Yep.
So your answer, oops, shoot. Your answer is negative 3.73, comma, negative 1.43.
So can you say that again? Why would it be the x coordinate versus the other?
Because the problem says, literally in the problem, coordinates. That means ordered pairs. Now, number 2 is the opposite. You have been given an x and a y, so we will plot it. We'll go left 5 and up 2. And from that, we will find r and theta. Right? What's r?
Root 29.
Root 29. Remember, when you square a negative, you get a positive. 25 plus 4, 29. How do I find this angle right here? Second tangent, 2/5. Second tangent, 2/5. And I got 21.8. Did you? Do not put down 21.8 as the answer, though. The answer is this angle. Remember, we always start here. This is the angle. So I'll take 180 minus that.
158.2.
158.2. Now, so theta is 158.2. Now, whenever I'm doing polar, I'm either going to write r comma theta, or I'm going to write RCIS theta. Which one is it this time?
R comma theta.
R comma theta. Again, because the problem says coordinates. If it doesn't say coordinates, then you use the other form. Everybody doing okay so far?
When I clicked in the thing, I got a negative 2. You're not doing it.
No.
Why don't you do -5?
You don't need the negative. You've taken care of the negative by putting it in quadrant 2.
Oh.
You're finding the reference angle only, so you just use the positive. All right, number 3. Convert to polar form. That means that what am I looking for? If I'm going to change this into polar, I need to find what?
Theta.
R and theta. So it's just like what I just did. -3, 1. X is -3, Y is 1. 1i, 1. So what's R? Root 10. How am I going to find this angle right here? Second tangent, 1/3. And I got 18.43. Now, is 18.43 the right angle? No. You'll need, just like the last one, you'll need to subtract that from 180. And you'll get what? 161.57. Now, you're gonna write your answer R comma theta or RCIS theta?
RCIS.
RCIS theta. So root 10 CIS 161.57. Groupies, the math is the same. These two problems, the math is exactly the same. The difference is how you write your answer. This one said coordinates, so we wrote our answer as coordinates. This one doesn't, so we don't. Convert to rectangular. What does that mean I'm looking for? X and Y. How do I find X and Y? So X is going to equal 6 cosine 12, and Y is going to equal 6 sine 12. You're going to write your answer X comma Y or X plus YI? X plus YI. So tell me what X is. 5.87? 1.25? There it is. Page 1, done. Who's got an idea about problem number 5? What? Did you say something?
Yeah, I said, this is related to X to R.
Well, you don't change X to R, you change X to what? No, what's X equal? R cosine theta. So you change X to R cosine theta. So our equation will be 3R cosine theta minus, okay, what am I going to change Y to, Kaylin? Yes, you do.
R sine theta?
Yeah. There it is. There's the answer. Like Kaylin said, all you have to do is change X to R cosine theta, change Y to R sine theta, and you're done. Okay? Number 6. This is a little bit harder. Who remembers from yesterday? We talked about this quite a bit yesterday. Who remembers how we begin? Patrick?
Cosine is what, X over R?
Yes. So whatever the function is in the equation, change it to its definition. So cosine is X over R. And don't say to me, how am I supposed to know that? You're supposed to know that. So if you have forgotten your definitions, you better go back and review on them. Cosine is X over R. All of the functions are fractions. So for example, cotangent is X over Y. They're all fractions. So at this point, you're going to have a fraction. So what did I say to do next? Get rid of the fraction. And you will do that in this problem by timesing by R. Right? So R squared will equal 2X. R squared is X squared plus Y squared. You memorized that also. And you're done. That's it. That's your rectangular equation. Over to the side, let's do another one like that. Let's say let's suppose we had r equals 3 cosecant theta.
Yeah.
Be careful, cosecant, cosecant is reciprocal of sine.
Which is y over r,
Which is
would be
y.
r over y.
Exactly. So that's gonna be r over y.
So,
Okay, so let's just pause for a moment. All of the functions can be redefined as fractions. Cosecant is r over y. Now, what would I do next?
divide by r.
No. What do I do next at this point? Get rid of the fraction. So we'll multiply both sides by y. So we have yr equal to 3r. Now, Jabron, we can do what? Divide by r, so that would leave us with just y equals 3. Okay, number 7. We're going to multiply and divide these complex numbers. What's the rule for multiplication? Multiply the r's, so that would give me 50. And add the angles, so that would give me 130. Now, it didn't happen, but in this problem, but sometimes when you do that, maybe you would get an answer that looked like this. 10 CIS 400. Is that what you would write in the answer blank? No, because 400 is too big. It's more than 360. It didn't happen in our problem, but it can happen. So what would you do if that happened? Take out the extra 360. So you wouldn't write that in the answer blank. You would write this in the answer blank. How about division? What's the rule for division? Divide the r's, so that would give me 2. And then subtract the angles, and that would give me, oh, shooty tooty, -10. Add 360, so we get our actual answer will be 2 CIS 350. Everybody okay with that? Number 8. Okay, this is the big problem. We can do it. How do we start? We draw a picture. So that would be over 2 down 2. Now what? Find r. Find theta. Now, this one's actually easier than you might think. See how these two numbers are the same?
Yeah.
What does that tell me about my angle if these two match? It's a 45. Now, you're going to have your calculator, so you could certainly type it in on your calculator, second tangent. But it is 45. What's my radius? It's not 4. Be 2 root 2 or the square root of 8. Now this isn't the answer, so I'm going to leave it root 8. I'll have to simplify my answer. So I have the square root of 8, CIS, do not say 45. What is your angle? 3 315, somebody said it. This is 315 degrees. All the way around is 360. 360 minus 45. Okay? Now what? That needs to be raised to the 6th power. Who remembers how to do that? Tyler?
You take square root of the 6 and multiply it to 15.
Exactly. Like Brooke said, now I'm yawning, Tyler. Like Brooke said, we take root 8 to the 6th power. What's the square root of 8 to the 6th power? 512. Is that right? Yeah. What's 315 times 6? 1890. Okay, so what's the rule again? The rule is take the radius to the power, take the angle times the power. Now, are you okay with that answer? No, why not? This is way, way, way too big, isn't it? So we could just sit there on our calculator and do what? Minus 360? Minus 360? Until we can't do that anymore?
Yeah.
What does that come down to? 90? So 512 CIS 90. And that is our answer.
How'd you type it in your calculator to get 512?
Square root of 8,
Yeah.
and then raise that to the 6th power.
Okay.
Okay, square root of 8 equals, and then raise to the 6th power. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, next we're going to graph, plot. So just like yesterday, which probably means it's just like the test, I gave you a radian measure. All right, so here we go. 5 comma 7 pi over 6. Let's change 7 pi over 6 into degrees. Pi is divided by 6. 180 divided by 6. 30 times 7, 210. So 210 is actually labeled on your grid. So we'll come out on the 210 line, come out to the 5th circle, there's point A.
We come out to the 5th circle. Because it's
Now, B, I got tricky again. What does it mean when you make the radius negative? The opposite angle. Now, where's this angle? Straight down, right? What's opposite of straight down? Straight up. So we're going to plot that on the 3rd circle at 90 degrees. Okay? Now we're going to graph, and my copy got all messed up. What is the equation? 2 minus 3 cosine? Okay, so we're going to graph this now on our calculators. So why don't you type it in? And then I'm going to carefully translate that to my grid. Should have done it in a different color.
That's the quest.
This is the shape and the size, and that's critical. I am going to take off points if you don't have it the right size. I'm looking at the shape and the size. This is it right here. As long as you are careful when you draw it, you can't miss this. What? Yep. Okay. Shh. Now what I need you to do is, yesterday I gave you a quiz and we did the front side. Today we're going to do the back side. The back side, the label on it says period 3 needs to focus. I must have been mad at him or something like that. So what you are going to do is do these right now, and while you're doing those, we're going to go over them, but I need to help some people with calculator issues. So if you have a calculator issue, bring it up here to me. And
Really? Fresh is in white equals type in that. X equals 0.
okay. First of all, you have to the back of it.
I don't even know how to graph. Like, you get a window right.
I have no idea.
You gotta wait on the side. You gotta right. And then you put R1.
Any calculator question? Last chance, we're going to start going over the quiz now. Okay, anybody get an answer to number 1? What was your strategy for number 1? You drew a picture of it. Over 3, down 1. So what was your radius? Root 10. Now, how did you find this angle right here? Second tangent, 1/3? What did you get? 15 points.
I just got 15.
What's second tangent 1/3?
I got 18.42.
Yeah,
18.43?
Yes, I got it.
41.57.
So your angle, please don't write down 18.43. Your angle is actually 341.57. And your radius is root 10. This should be what you wrote down in the answer blank. What? Oh, let's just leave our radicals. Everybody okay with number 1? All right, number 2. X equals 4 cosine 200. Very good, Abby. Y equals 4 sine 200. Who has an answer for me for problem number 2?
Negative 3.76.
Negative 3.76, comma? Negative 1.37. Any question about number 2? Number 3. Anybody got an answer?
R cosine theta
R cosine theta.
plus R sine theta equals 3.
Perfect. That's it. That's the answer. Nothing else to do. Done. Number 4.
R equals 4 y over R.
R equals 4y over R. Jabron is exactly correct because sine is y over R. Second step.
Then you multiply by R on each side.
R squared equals 4y.
Then it'll be x squared plus y squared equals 4y.
Done. Where would you plot the point negative 3 comma 210? You're not going to put it on the 210 line. You're going to put it on the 30 line. So you would plot it at 3 comma 30. Why? Because you need the exact opposite angle. And that means 180 degrees different. If you did 210 plus 180, that would be too big. So we do 210 minus 180, and we get 30. Got it? Name the 4 classical curves. Vocabulary. What are the 4 classical curves? The
Lemniscate.
lemniscate, which is a figure 8. Limousin, which is your lima bean. That's what we sketched here. Cardio is a special limousin. So we've got the lemniscate, we got the limousin, the rose. Remember the rose? That was on our first practice test, that shape. And what's the last one? The spiral. Those are the 4 classical curves. Lima. This is all in your notes. Whoa, 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 what's going on back there?
I just think it felt like, I don't know. It just felt
Okay, well, let's pick it up.
the wheel broke, 2 of them, the wheels broke.
Okay, so we have another broken desk.
Yeah, you get busy. Fell down.
It just gave up on life.
Dude, this guy Jeremy Fisher's uncle. Yeah, dude, he got found dead. Oh, the heroin overdose. He's been missing for 3 days, and the owner called the police to break in, and they found him dead. Yeah, I know. Bryce, what'd you get for 5? What was 5? 3 and 30. Okay.
Is that where you're going?
Okay. All right, so that's it. All right, let's see. We've got a few minutes. Would you like me to just make up practice problems? Would you like to just study? What do you have? Practice problems?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if we're gonna do practice problems,
Let me
I
go
need
to the
people
board
at
and
the
solve
board.
one.
Yep. I need people at the board.
I'll go up there and show you how it's done. Hey, kid.
Okay, here we go. I need a couple volunteers at the board.
Stop now, Miss Ward, I got it.
Okay, where are my volunteers at the board? Need another volunteer? Thank you.
You got my calculator on the way.
Okay, R equals 3 secant theta. R equals 3 secant theta. Write it as a rectangular equation. You're on target, Ron. Good work.
Ooh, that's not about where, and I'm failed.
Very good, Brooke. Anybody at your seat have a question about that? Bryce, you okay? You okay with that?
Yeah.
Bryce, are you with us today? Okay, more volunteers at the board.
I need as much practice as I can get. I will go for it.
I don't care. Let's go. We need another volunteer. All right, Abby, good job. Take your calculator.
You got mine, Abby?
We're gonna change to polar coordinates. -2, -3. -2, -3, we're gonna change to polar coordinates.
I'm sorry, I'm like losing it.
I'm not sure that's right.
303.69. Aye.
I don't think that this isn't right.
Wait, how's this not right?
You gotta add it.
Add 20.
That's right,
Wait,
okay.
why do you add it? I thought you subtracted it.
Because it's past 180.
Okay, I didn't get this right. Oh, do you put tan? Do you put tan to?
Your hypotenuse isn't correct.
Oh.
No, that's fine. That's
The hypotenuse.
No, that's.
Oh.
Is that right?
But it's root 13.
Oh, okay, you know. Okay. When you said add it, I actually ended up subtracting it, so it's the opposite, and I got it.
Yes,
Hey, this is just embarrassing.
Okay, is that better? That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure
Because
out.
it's
Do
always
you
y
do
over x.
tan?
Make sure you do second tangent.
Second tangent, and then do you do 2 divided by 3?
We do divided by 3.
I got 35 points only.
Did you do second tangent? 3 over 2.
Do you have to, I can run this.
Ron's correct, yes.
Alright, I get it.
Abby, did you type second tangent?
I think on this one that you have to do multiply.
Oh, I don't know. No, I think you You should be, yeah, that's what I think. I know, you should
I hope that just breaks
Okay, did everybody understand, Jabron erased the problem, but did everybody understand why that time you added to 180?
When it's always in that coordinate, do you do that?